Everyone knows getting daily movement is essential to your health, but only a few people choose to intentionally get a workout, not to mention, dare I say it, yeah, go to the gym. No, I'm being like so serious. I know a couple of people who cringe when I bring up that word, but you know what? Sorry to break it to you. There is no scary monsters waiting to be unleashed at the side of your entrance at the gym. There's no scary gremlins. There's no monsters. And as a matter of fact, after you start showing up to the gym consistently, you eventually start to crave this wondrous haven that once seemed so intimidating. And I say that because when I personally started at the gym, I was so intimidated when I first got started, to the point where I kind of prolonged it. And when I think back to that, it just makes me laugh because now the gym has become such a safe haven to me. I love going to the gym. I love spending time there, and I've made so many wonderful friends as a result. So I genuinely think that if you haven't started your gym journey yet, this is your sign to start. This video specifically is catered towards anybody who's thinking about starting the gym or just starting your fitness journey. I know it can be a little intimidating, but it's honestly the best decision you'll ever make in your life. So stick around if you want to hear any gym or fitness newbie tips. Okay, so before we go further into this though, I want you to get real with yourself and think about why you want to begin this health journey in the first place. And the reason for this is because having a clear intention basically helps you in times in which you feel like caving in and not going to that cycle class and not going to the gym to work out. You're always going to refer back to the reason as to why you started. So that's why I'm asking you, what is your reason? Do you have a reason for starting? Of course you do, because everybody does, okay? Nobody just is like, let me be super motivated and go lift some weights at the gym and get super fit. Like nobody, there's always a reason behind it. So what is your reason? I want you to think about that. In the days in which motivation doesn't take you far and discipline has to fall in, you're always going to think back to your reason. So what is yours? Now that you've taken time to think about your reason for getting started, let's talk about forming habits. They say that it takes about 21 days to form a habit. Given that humans are creatures of habit, creating a routine for when you go to the gym will help you shape your mindset by easing into forming this as a new habit, because it is essentially a habit, right? Especially if you're trying to make it like a daily thing where you get up and go to the gym. And it takes time to get there, right? It's not impossible. It is a little difficult to find the discipline to show up every day, but it's not impossible. So it's also important to remember when beginning your gym journey that change may feel uncomfortable at first, but it's necessary for personal growth. Otherwise, you remain stagnant. My recommendation to you is to kind of just like embrace the journey. And remember, health and fitness are lifelong commitments, an act of self-love and self-care. So have grace with yourself and don't be too hard on yourself because it takes time to develop a new habit. So I want to talk to you guys about the pillars of going to the gym. This is all important information that I came into knowledge through basically personal experience. And I kind of wish somebody told me this as a newbie, which is why I'm sharing it with y'all. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the importance of warm-ups. Before starting any workout, I highly recommend warming up your muscles. This basically gets your muscles activated, which leads to an improvement in performance because the muscles are awake and can generate more force and power. And basically, let me just tell you this. Warming up also increases blood flow and raises body temperature and reduces the risk of injury. So there's actually a lot of benefits to warming up. I know sometimes we're lazy and we kind of don't want to go through this process, but me personally, I think it's essential to any workout that you have, right? It's important to warm up. Like we don't want to skip that. We don't want to risk injury, right? And I just want to say it's also known to increase neuromuscular function by activating the nervous system. And this typically resulted in improvement in coordination and reaction time. So don't skip your warm up, bro. Like don't, like just do it. Just do it because you're going to cause yourself pain or potential pain if you skip it. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So for example, if your desire is to grow your glutes, you want a peach butt, right? That's what's trending right now. Everybody wants a peach booty. So it would be beneficial to perform glute activation warm-ups. on a leg day, because it's gonna fire up the glute muscle and make your workout more efficient by improving muscle engagement. And this also helps establish a strong muscle mind connection, which we're gonna get into later. I'm gonna explain that to y'all so y'all can know it in further detail, okay? And I also want to state, like, performing muscle activation warm-ups, it is good, it is going to benefit you, but it's important to know that the warm-ups alone are not going to make your muscles grow faster, okay? So I don't want you guys to think that because you're warming up your muscles, it's gonna like grow within a day, okay? To promote muscle growth, you need to incorporate progressive overload, proper nutrition, sufficient rest, and I definitely recommend a workout program because it's gonna help you stay on track. So you can create a regimen for yourself by determining which sets and reps of an exercise you want to perform on the given day. The actual exercise is going to be determined by the desired results that you're essentially trying to attain, because each exercise activates a different muscle. So just remember that sets and reps determine the structure of your workout. And a set is a group of repetition, which is reps for an exercise. So for beginners, I recommend starting with 2 to 3 sets in 8 to 12 reps. Okay, so let's talk about cardio and weightlifting. So while cardio is an essential component of any fitness routine, it's best to avoid doing it when heavy lifting. And cardio exercises predominantly burn carbohydrates, which is necessary for energy during weightlifting. So if you deplete your body's carbohydrates through cardio, before you start weightlifting, your body won't have sufficient energy for effective weightlifting. So that's why I say that. So just make sure that you are not doing cardio before you are lifting heavy weights. Yeah, just don't do that. I would just say, like, do yourself a favor and separate cardio and weightlifting, or make sure you aren't doing cardio until after weightlifting. So I just want to say, adding some form of cardio into your workout regimen, seeing that it has numerous health benefits, is beneficial. Just try not to do it before you lift weights, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't think that's a good idea. But like, cardio in general is good. It's gonna help increase stamina, endurance, and it is beneficial for you. But I wouldn't do it before weightlifting. That's all I'm saying, okay? So when you're weightlifting for muscle growth, compound exercises will always be your best friend, okay? Compound exercises allow you to lift heavier weights and stimulate more muscle fibers by activating multiple muscle groups and joints during the workout. So examples of this include squats, deadlifts, or bench presses. Form is key, so make sure you're always trying to achieve proper forms to get the most out of your workout. I hate it when I'm at the gym and I see somebody lifting heavy weights and they don't have proper form, because if you don't have proper form, then you shouldn't be going up in weight. You should be able to handle the weight that you are trying to, do your exercise with, while achieving or attaining proper form, okay? Because proper form is like, it's really important, y'all. It's important, okay? I also encourage you to shed focus on progressive overload, as you need to challenge your muscles over time. You can do this by gradually increasing the weights that you lift, or the number of repetitions, or the intensity of your exercise. Progressive overload stimulates muscle growth and adaptation. Other key takeaways to muscle growth is getting an adequate amount of protein and prioritizing recovery, because muscle repairs and grows stronger during rest periods, right? But yeah, try not to get too comfortable and remain stagnant within doing the same thing. You have to switch it up if you want to see a difference, right? There's a saying that goes, train insane or remain the same. Now, y'all don't have to be super freaking crazy, because at the end of the day, you guys are not David Goggins. But if you want to see changes within your body and lifestyle, then you gotta learn how to switch it up, okay? Go up, whether it be 5 pounds, do an extra 5 minutes when you're running on that treadmill. Just try to switch it up, because in order to get different results, you have to do something different. If you're training the same, you're gonna remain the same, okay? So just make sure that you're trying to either incorporate progressive overload or introducing some sort of change to your workout regimen in order to see that desired change. Now, let's get into muscle mind connection, because I think that this is one of the most important things that a gym or fitness newbie could possibly learn. So muscle mind connection refers to the intentional focus of engaging specific muscles during exercise. Basically, by consciously connecting with the targeted muscles, you enhance the effectiveness of your workout. You can achieve this by visualizing the muscle working. So feeling the contraction essentially, and just maintaining proper form while performing the exercise, because y'all know what I'm always saying, form matters, okay? So this connection helps you engage the right muscles and maximize your gains, which is why I highly recommend incorporating it into your workouts. It's gonna be extremely beneficial. And you start practicing muscle mind connection, like I swear that connection just gets stronger the more consistent you are with showing up every day for your workouts. Another point that I want to touch up on is the importance of boosting your energy levels for the gym, because you're gonna need it if you want to show up every day, right? So it's no secret that the foods that we eat fuel our body. Everybody knows that. So establishing and maintaining a balanced, nutrient-rich eating regimen is pretty important and conducive to having the energy to fuel your workouts. Because we don't want to show up and be super tired and lethargic and not have the energy to pull through with that cycle class or with that HIIT training that we said we were going to do, or that leg day, right? Because we want nice peach glutes, right? So because of this, foods rich in protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates, and of course anything rich in vitamins and minerals, is massively important to establishing a gym routine, because again, this is what's gonna give you the energy and the discipline to show up, right? Because when we properly fuel our body, we're able to show up as the best versions of ourselves. And this is a little side note, but I would like to note that due to conditioning and availability, most of us have grown accustomed to consuming processed foods and supplements that most of the time aren't even, potent in nutrients because of loss during processing. So because of this, I challenge you to consider adding more local fruits and veggies to your eating regimen and just, essentially your diet as a whole. So yeah, I challenge you guys to implement a more holistic approach to your eating regimen as a replacement to the common supplements that most of us take. Like, I used to be that person that used to take like pre-workout and stuff like that. Instead of pre-workout now, what I do is like I'll make watermelon juice, literally just using my blender and a cheesecloth, and I'll even post a video about this, and I'll just add pink Himalayan salt or coconut water, and on my life, y'all, it literally gives me the same amount of energy that a pre-workout would give me without the like uncomfortable tickling kind of sensation that those pre-workouts give you. So I would kind of just encourage you to take a more holistic approach, because it's just so much more beneficial for you, and because you don't know what they're putting in the supplements that you're consuming, all right? Because they're always passing these bills to allow these corporations to put these things and chemicals into our foods and supplements that are not necessarily good for us. And that's a conversation for another day. But as someone who obviously likes to take care of my health, I encourage you to try to take a more holistic approach if you can. Again, an example of this is, instead of relying on energy drinks, try to replace it with like watermelon juice. That's what I do. So this is a great replacement because it contains natural electrolytes like potassium, magnesium. It has a high water content, which helps with hydration, and contains L-citrulline, which is an amino acid. When I say watermelon juice, I'm referring obviously to homemade watermelon juice and not like store-bought, because that would kind of just defeat the purpose. So if you can go to like, a grocery store or your local farmer's market, buy a seeded watermelon, put it in a blender and put it through a cheesecloth, and just add some pink Himalayan salt or some like coconut water. Look up holistic recipes, honestly, it's really not that difficult. And the reason that I say this is because when you buy store-bought juice, it's typically just mostly preservatives and high fructose corn syrup and like 5% juice, which is why I say to try to take the holistic approach, because it's mostly the same thing with supplements. They're adding all these other things that are not necessarily good for your body, so you might as well just take a holistic approach. And it's kind of funny because supplements are made from ingredients and chemicals that are derived from foods that you probably come across on a daily. So for example, creatine can be found in fish and meats and essentially most tropical fruits that contain high amounts of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. BCAAs are typically derived from animal or plant protein sources. Pre-workout is typically made from using amino acids in green leaf extract or coffee beans. I'm not saying that you can't consume processed foods, but I'm saying don't have a diet that consists mostly of processed foods. because at the end of the day, they're adding all these things that are not good for your body, and the whole point is to take care of your body. So if you can, try to make things for yourself. I'm not forcing you, but I am encouraging you, because you will see a lot of positive effects on your body, on your skin, on your mental health. Like, I don't know about you guys, but it's not normal to drink pre-workout and then get like a jittery feeling or like a scratchy feeling all over your tingly feeling all over your body. Like, I know that we've normalized that, but that is not normal. You should not be feeling that after drinking a pre-workout drink. You know, just make a holistic version of it that's actually going to fuel your body and, you know, cause positive effects towards your health. So I want to say, if you're watching this video, congrats on taking the first steps towards your gym journey. And like, just remember, it's not about overnight transformations, but rather a lifelong commitment to your well-being. That's what it's all about. Everyone has a different way of doing things. Just apply what you believe will help you make a positive change in your journey. I hope that these tips helped you during your fitness or gym newbie journey. I hope that you implement these changes and that you guys all see positive results. If anything that I stated resonated with you or helped you in any way, please leave a like, a comment, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content related to health. Thank you guys.